Under the rain, we are now going to bring you the overtime conclusion of the Natalie Cave Cup Final 1998. As we just completed the second half, Joe, you'll remember that the two fouls being called, one a yellow card to Benfica and a red card to goalkeeper Agazi to Crystal Palace, ended that last minute of play. And unfortunately for Crystal Palace, they will now play the overtime, one man short. Benfica, they will have their 11 players, one with the yellow card, so that isn't as serious. The big loss, I have to say, even though they have lost one player, is the fact that Agazi's gone. He has stolen the show for Crystal Palace, and losing him as a goalkeeper is going to be difficult to replace.
That's right. Joe Almeida's gone in nets. Let's clarify what's going to happen now, Phil. We are into two 15-minute overtimes. It is not sudden death, so therefore they will play the whole 30 minutes. Okay? Palace will play one man short. Okay? It's not like hockey where you get a 2-minute or 5-minute penalty and then the player comes back. You play the remainder of the game at least that one man short, meaning that if another player gets red carded, you'll play another man short. Minimum number of players you have to play with is 7, so they're safe there. But the thing is, Palace have no substitutes. Rob Costa's injured, cannot return to the game, and therefore Palace will have to play the remainder of the game fatigued and minus a player. So things favor Benfica right now, even more so knowing that Roger Agazi up until now has been the story of the game, stealing numerous scoring chances by Benfica and being red carded out of the game. I'll explain the situation as to what happened in a minute. In fact, right now, as Benfica's Jack Gonçalves takes a kick, a shot on goal, and that sails harmlessly wide. What happened was, on the corner kick, Benfica's Victor Claro came in for the ball and fouled goaltender Roger Agazi. So the original whistle was against Benfica. Now, as he was getting the yellow card, or in the aftermath of everything, Roger Agazi somehow was caught throwing, I believe was trying to fist the ball, but unfortunately the referee saw something else that we didn't see, and therefore felt that it was a red card on Roger Agazi. Therefore, Benfica thought they had a penalty shot, but the rules say that because the play had been called dead, it was still a free kick to Crystal Palace. Back to action, Jack Gonçalves takes a shot, scores! Benfica, second minute of overtime. 1-0 Benfica. Beautiful goal, Jack Gonçalves on a layoff by Abel Almeida, just inside the 18-yard box.
This goes to show you how quickly things can change. A red card, not the only reason that goal happened, but it lifted the spirits, knowing that they're one man up and the tide has swung in their direction. Benfica, beautiful goal. First minute, overtime, first half.
Okay, now to finish the story, okay, I incorrectly stated that even if there's a penalty shot taken and the referee has felt that the game is over, that the penalty shot won't be taken, and that the referee has the right to whistle the game. Unfortunately, I was told that no, the penalty shot will be taken before the time will be called. But unfortunately, it was not a penalty shot like Benfica thought. In fact, it was maybe some antics by some of the players trying to gain some insight on the referee, but referee Paddy Peebles wouldn't have anything of it, and therefore called the end of the second half. And therefore now we're into the third minute of the first overtime half. 1-0 Benfica, goal by Jack Gonçalves in the 92nd minute of play. Goal kick, Joe Almeida taking it for Crystal Palace, who's entered the game to play goal now. And poor goal kick by Mr. Almeida, unfortunately. Stolen by Benfica, cleared by Palace. Dan O'Neill lays back to Dale Fowler, up to Johnny Agazi. Johnny over to Jimmy Carrero. Unfortunately, Jimmy Carrero couldn't corral that. He has the ball. He lays it across to Tony Lopez. Stolen by Tony Mendes. Mendes tries to steal. And Mr. Russo, who's had an excellent game also in defense for Crystal Palace, lays it up the side to Tony Lopez. A little too far out of reach, and goal kick Benfica. Now we'll see Benfica use their experience in moving the ball around nicely, plus the fact that they're up a man and that they don't have to go looking for goals. They can wait for Palace and look for holes in the Palace defense to create even more scoring chances. Pete Madero steals the ball. Madero comes inside, moves into the middle, looking for a shot, takes a shot well wide of the Benfica goal. Goal kick, Benfica.
Being one man down, Joe, what are the chances of Crystal Palace putting a forward thrust and tying this game up?
Well, they're going to have to play smart I mean, they have played smart till now in maintaining a 0-0 tie through the first 90 minutes, but when they attack, they'll have to attack as a unit more so. Therefore, try and find their space. They've got almost half an hour still left in the game, so it's not like as if they have to start pushing everybody forward now. But time will become a factor, and being a man short isn't to their advantage either. I think they're in a really an almost impossible position right now.
Seeing that both teams were so equally matched in the regular time.
That's right, and that Benfica now have a goal lead and a man advantage. It's going to be even tougher, and add on top of that, they've lost their goalie who's stolen the game till now, and no subs. Pereira with the ball, lays it back to Tony Mendes. Mendes up the side to Paul Rodriguez. Beautiful overlap by Rodriguez. Rodriguez cuts in Mr. Russo, and Mr. Russo lays it into Fernando Pereira. Look at that beautiful passing by Benfica. Jack Gonsalves. Brandel calls for the ball, but the pass wasn't quite to him. And now Carlos Silva with the ball. Silva with the ball, comes inside the 18. Oh, blocked beautifully by Greg Sloan. Silva fouls him, and it's a free kick to Crystal Palace.
It seems that the weather has changed to our favor, having the sun
Once
come
again, yes. Sun
And,
has come out. The rain still continues slightly. And you can feel the heat on the field as well. And I don't believe it's from the sun. Challenged Johnny Agazi. Brandel heads it over to Jack Gonsalves. Over now to Paul Rodriguez. Look at all the space he has. He tries to put it inside. Off Mr. Russell. Corner, Benfica.
Good
1-0
attempt.
Benfica, Phil, here. 6th minute of overtime.
Fine attempt by goalkeeper of Crystal Palace to keep that one in play, but just couldn't get over there in time.
That's right.
Once again, this is the final of the Natalie Cave Cup 1998, brought to you by Ontario Soccer Week. Benfica find themselves up on top 1-0 in the first overtime play. If they do repeat, this will be the four-peat. This will be the 4th season in a row that they have won this prestigious trophy.
That's right.
And
Johnny Agazi takes that corner around Mr. Mendes. He's been a key in the midfield also for Crystal Palace. Both brothers have been a big factor in this game. Stolen by Brandel, that pass over to Tony Mendes. Mendes around Mr. Russo nicely. Chips it into the 18. Oh, tried a shot by Brandel. Beautiful shot by Brandel, just wide.
Just sailing over the crossbar slightly. Just a fine crack with a right foot. And that one looking like a goal all the way, except for when it just passed by the net. Brandel playing a strong game in the mid-half for Benfica. Certainly one of the reasons why they picked up the pace in the later stages of the second half.
Paul Rodriguez heads it back in, or flicks it back into Fernando Pereira. Shot, looking for the far corner. Another goal kick, Palace.
Good intentions by Pereira, looking to curl that one into the top right-hand corner, but just couldn't quite get the spin on the ball that he was looking for.
That's right. Now you've seen the experience of the Benfica midfield come back into the game and take control.
Well, Joe, with Agazi being out as the goalkeeper, it's going to be impossible to have him as the valuable player of the game. We're going to have to look for another one out there. And really, with Chris Paul, that isn't difficult because so many players have played so well today.
That's right. Oh, here we go. Another challenge. Joe Almeida picks it up nicely. Puts it up the middle. Flicked on by Johnny Agazi. He's in line for player of the game. He receives that pass back by Mr. Scott Spencer. Benfica defense. Tough as concrete back there. Brandel with the ball from Paul Rodriguez. Looks inside to Carlos Silva. Silva looking over here. Tries to get around Carrero. Carrero flicks it away. Silva goes back to recover it. Puts it back in. Russo nicely clear. Spencer flicks it on. There's Victor Claro. Victor Claro tries to bring it over here. Jack Gonsalves picks it up. Beautiful one touch over to Tony Mendes. Tony Mendes leads the rush. Paul Rodriguez covers for him nicely. Looks like there's more than one man short right now by the way Benfica's running around. And it's going to be a goal kick, Crystal Palace.
Certainly the confidence level of Benfica has increased tenfold since that goal. And dejection for Crystal Palace equally dropping that same amount. It really is difficult in a close, tight game like this one to keep up the momentum and spirits when you're down one, and it's taken so long to get it.
That's right. Beautiful steal by Jack Gonsalves. Gonsalves looks up the middle, finds Pereira. Pereira turns for a shot. Around Russo. First time he's gotten around him, had a clear shot and sails way wide of the goal.
That one's going to hit Rito Street if it doesn't stop soon. It's just a good indication of the power that Pereira has on those bullets of his. Still, first half overtime action. Benfica up by 1 goal. Crystal Palace just down by a 1-0 score. This is Ontario Soccer Week, bringing you the Natalie Cave Final 1998. Joe, has certainly been an exciting match to this point, and quite an appropriate way to end the season with a overtime match. Good indication that people still wanting to see as much soccer action as they can on the Kojiko network, and we're going to bring it to them.
That's right. It's been an exciting day here so far down at Caton's Field, the mecca of Kingston soccer. Joe Almeida puts the ball back in play with a goal kick. Johnny Agazi flicks it around Brendel, but I believe Benfica has too many stars on their team to get around right now. Silva with the ball into the corner, comes in, goal kick once again.
Let's hypothesize for a minute, and let's say Crystal Palace were to tie this one up. Would the would the confidence level be in favor of Crystal Palace or Benfica if that happened?
Well, I believe it would still be an even game because, unfortunately, Benfica know they're a man up, so therefore they're confident that they could probably get another goal, whereas Palace, I think, at that point would be smart enough to pull back and play for the penalty shot phase of the game, being that one man down. But I find that Benfica have too many experienced players who know what they're doing out there, and it's really, Palace are really in a tough bind right now. Paul Rodriguez steals the ball from Tony Lopez. He looks like he's injured on the side of the field. He looks deep.
And that could look
over
that
Fernando
could put,
Pereira.
Palace 2 men down.
That's
one.
right.
That's
and Tony Valente with the ball. Up the middle to Fernando Pereira. Pereira out the side, kicks it out, seeing that Tony Lopez of Palace is injured. What a kind gesture by Fernando Pereira. And now it looks like Crystal Palace are going to be 2 men short as they have no subs on the bench.
And needless to say, Joe, if by chance Benfica were to put number 2 in the net, that would really put this game on ice.
I believe, well, it wouldn't be the end of it, but I believe it. You could pretty well start putting the letters BENFICA on that trophy.
CA, that's okay. We're close enough. It is, again, Portuguese Benfica Old-Timers 1, Crystal Palace no score. And Crystal Palace throwing the ball back as a sign of fair play.
That's right. Brendel with the ball, receives a pass from Rodriguez, out to Carlos Silva once again. Beautiful movement of the ball by Benfica, moving it around. Oh, here comes Paul Rodriguez for a shot. Lays it back into Fernando Pereira. Pereira, oh, cleared by Russo. Russo's had an excellent game marking Fernando Pereira, Phil. But here's Jack Gonsalves with the ball, looking for Paul Rodriguez, stolen by Dan O'Neill. O'Neill puts it wide over to Johnny Agazi. Agazi racing down. Okay, Agazi inside the Benfica zone, just outside the 18-yard box on this side. Puts it into the middle. Jack Gonsalves chests it down to Paul Rodriguez. Rodriguez up the side to Tony Valente. Pereira calls for it kindly up the side. Valente puts it up to him. There's Pereira with the ball, looking for someone. Finds Rodriguez coming up behind. Rodriguez now lays it in. Look at all the space Benfica have. That's what you don't want to give them. But unfortunately, 2 men down. Crystal Palace have no choice. Abel Almeida playing with the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Stolen by Dan O'Neill. He clears it up to Pete Medeiros, who we haven't seen much in the second half. There goes Medeiros on a rush. Finds Scott Spencer. He gets around the defender, and it's out for a
goal kick.
Oh, yes, I believe a goal kick as Benfica makes a substitution. As out of the game comes Paul Rodriguez. Back into the game comes Rob Barbosa.